I'm Nikki Wallschlaeger, and I am going to be reading a few poems for you tonight for What's New in Poetry at Real Pants. White House. This is the place. High magic, she said. That's what they're doing, and it's not the good kind either. Old plantation times moving over my wrist, the shadow of this famous fence. How would you feel if the clouds were owned, if they finally figured out how to escape the weather? Somewhere, I think in Mississippi, are the bored up bones of my women kin, but I believe all of their spirits are really being held hostage in the secret tombs of our nation's capital, concentrated into the First Lady's gems with other folks too. Everything that's ever happened to our people on this continent has been recorded. When I say recorded, I don't necessarily mean with ledgers and fountain pens and scriptures and all that pearly shit, although some of it is, except most folks don't really understand what these stories are trying to say because they're categorized as art or literature or gospel, which is part of the deflection process, the process of peeling people apart from themselves. There's always a big knife in the kitchen. Our people sure had strong arms, she said, those ionic columns forced to hold up that cotton-picking house. That's why the White House gets repainted every year. They're afraid the cracks will show, black cracks, where the skid plate is getting desperate. Before most of us could learn their chicken scratch, we left other things. Peach House. Peachy as puke. The misery of a public people inside the morning. Scatter terrier. I need to go to the Kmart snack bar in my youth. Here's a place where I don't recall buying an R. Kelly cassette single, but I am feeling especially public today in anticipation of my own lunch hour. A lolling hot dog, the sour squelch of Louboutin platforms as they isolate the refrain, pay-period switch of a bone meal basket. You want me to hide that garbage can for you? When you throw up the pizza you just ate on a hangover and you feel bad about wasting money. This time it stays down. Throw money on you and my body is yours. A NutriBullet of good, hard warfare. Cuties and clementines all over the place. The smell of hot meat broth products on an apricot-splattered chair. A slow eruption of heel-hoof pimp mansions, the site of every dream girl's first date. Stopping at the pharmacy first, acne ampules rattling in the rearview mirror from the subwoofers in your parents' champagne-colored Buick. Thank God for concealer. Thank God I got a ride to work this morning. Slipping off my old food uniform that smells like stained chicken, you kick me in the grass with my mother watching. I am learning how to be a man. Silver House. Trust and must by the stars that sing about stars. My Motown vacation bats me around while the moon watched the city die. When the city dies, the garden erupts. The avenues are not crowded, so we watch each other before she fills herself with old light, which is not nostalgia. We're using the past instead of letting it use us. When the past uses us, it means we need to go to sleep for a while. That is not always good. We must sleep in shifts so we each have a turn to rest for the next moonbeat. When the next moon comes, we better watch for cops. I'll cover myself with a blanket in the meantime, tending to others. Our night sweats bring active listening to the community who sleeps so the city becomes what we don't recollect, so we call it death. This is poor dream autophony when everything is about rent. Death is not everything, it's not the moon. That's the past, being user-friendly, bringing the blankets made for safe sleeping. The people sleeping in shifts inspect for smallpox. Smallpox not what we dream, but they are good knitters. Gets in the way of deciding how to crash, like all billing metaphors, trinkets, beams, ideas about light, snow. All the flings we remember in a crowded ballroom on an avenue twisted with cops. It was a cold dream night for July, so I'm going to kiss my friend's good fight. While the next moon comes, the old fixed light crowding out, the city rot lying, dressed and fussed by the death gardens we sleep, dreaming of non-continuity. Thank you.